The Healing Peace podcast is here. We're excited for our new episode that dropped today. We are talking about tools and tips how to be your own cheerleader. And I know that we've had an incredible time over the past 2 weeks interviewing Roxanne Parks. She's an author, life coach. She writes for YouVersion. And we had a great interview. We've learned a lot of good things about one another, and she definitely provided some practical methods and tips so that we can be our best or on cheerleader. So, some of the things that we talked about, I'm going to give you two wonderful tips, and it involves anxiety. We know that this season has been a tough season. Things have keep coming and keep coming, keep pouring, keep pouring. And it's like, how do we manage and not get fueled by anxiety? One of the tips that she provided was what we feed our minds. I know that recently I've been bombarded with a whole bunch of images from the things I've been watching on TV. And yes, by the end of my watching, I'm either anxious, just feeling like the world has gone crazy. But more importantly, there was a particular time that the things that I was watching was actually increasing or reminding me of my own trauma. And so feed your mind with in terms of anxiety, this tip means watch what you're watching, watch what you're reading, and put in the things that provide joy, comfort, happiness. And I know that recently I watched a movie where I just laughed the whole time. And afterwards, of course, I felt so much more elated, so much more excited to be me. So, your tip overcoming anxiety, watch what you are feeding your mind and instead feed it with goodness. And one area that we know we can get goodness all the time, it does not change, and that's God's word. That's tip number one with anxiety. Tip number two, still dealing with anxiety. One of the things that Roxanne Parks talked about was that anxiety and gratitude cannot coexist. And for this tip to start working through your anxious moments, create a journal where you're jotting down all the things that you're grateful for. And I always talk about start small, work your way up. Small can be, I woke up today, I'm alive, thank you. And I had me a good old cup of coffee. Thank you. Small, work your way up. But these two elements, what you feed in your mind, pumping yourself with good truth, compassion, pumping yourself with love, all those things in terms of what you're watching, pump yourself with those good things, as well as starting the gratitude list throughout the day, being mindful of the things that you're grateful for. And these two tips will definitely help you to combat anxious thoughts, anxious feelings. And of course, there's plenty of more of these great tips in terms of how to be your best or on cheerleader. We have 8 more to give that came out today in our podcast. Listen to us in your favorite music device, your favorite app. We're there. Look for a healing piece. Yes, a healing piece podcast. Come check us out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to whatever app you're using for our podcast. We'll love to have you continue to support us as we are continually bringing this great message of positivity, inspiration, and empowerment. Why? Because we are all on this transformation train. Okay? See you in September because we got us a great segment coming on. We're going to talk about being strong and courageous, something to complement all the things that has been bombarded us in our society, and to just come to a place where we can just be excited about being ourselves, being strong, being courageous, being empowered. That's who we are. All right, we'll see you next time.